immigrant by the name of Julius Reithoffer became interested in show business and in 1898 purchased a steam-driven merry-go-round and started the mighty Reithoffer shows. The merry-go-round was first moved by horse and wagon. As the show route expanded and shows were added, the show moved by railroad. Julius had 3 sons, Pat, Julius, and Eddie, and a daughter, Helen. As the country headed into a depression, Pat Sr. conceived the idea to move the show into areas where the railroad could not reach. This idea proved very successful. When the stock market crashed in 1929, show business, as it was known, crashed with it. Pat Sr. decided to break the show into units, doing away with the front and back ends. They became ride men. It was a very wise decision as many carnivals went broke during that period. P.E. Reithoffer Jr. was born into the business in 1920 and spent every summer with his family through high school, graduating in 1938. When World War II interrupted college in 1942, Pat Jr. enlisted in the Army Air Force. He met Betty, his future bride, at a dance in Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois, where he was in training to become an officer. Pat picked out Betty to dance as she was the prettiest girl there. He was later commissioned a second lieutenant from Ellington Field, Texas in 1944 and became a B-24 bomber pilot stationed with the 15th Air Force in Italy. Pat completed a tour of 35 missions over Europe, and in 1945 he returned to the States and married that pretty girl named Betty. When his Air Force service ended, he returned to the family business and college. He graduated from college with a BS degree in Science and Industrial Arts and taught school in Dallas, Pennsylvania from 1948 to 1952, but still ran the carnival in the summer, purchasing a Ferris wheel for $4,000, an octopus, and a kiddie ride. He returned to college at the University of Florida to complete a master's degree in education and management. With the retirement of his father and uncles, he left teaching and took over the total family business. Pat Jr. started the reorganization of the show, purchasing new equipment and surplus trailers and trucks from the Army. He expanded the route until they were operating 10 small shows. This system allowed the show to grow and remain financially sound. The booking of the large fairs started. Reithoffer shows grew steadily, and in 1967, he brought the first spectacular rides to the Midway. In addition, Reithoffer shows was the first to institute a centralized ticketing system. He designed and built many kiddie rides and fun houses. Pat was also the first to build silent electric generators. In the 1970s, the 4th generation of Reithoffer's sons, Pat III, or Patty, a former OABA director, and Rick, were active in managing the show, with Patty taking the orange unit in 1970 and Rick the blue unit in 1972. His daughter Jan Storza and her husband Jack travel with the orange unit. Today, the 5th generation of Reithoffers is in training to someday take the reins. Over the years, Pat Reithoffer Jr. has contributed much of his time and financial support to the Miami Showman's Club as a past president and Gold Card member. He is also a Gold Card member of the Showman's League of America, a member of the International Independent Showman's League of America, a 50-year member of the Masonic Lodge No. 61, a 50-year member of the Caldwell Consistory Scottish Rite, and a 50-year member of the Irene Temple of the Shriners. Pat was a founding member of the Outdoor Amusement Business Association in 1965 and served as president and now a trustee of the OABA in 1976, the year this country celebrated its bicentennial. Founded 200 years ago to escape from the unjust laws and taxation. During his presidency, he said, it was only fitting that the OABA, in this bicentennial year, in turn start to free this industry from the discriminating laws and taxes facing the carnivals and concessionaires. With their partnership and marriage of nearly 60 years, today Pat and Betty can be found traveling during the summer with the Blue Unit. They spend winters in Royal Palm Beach, Florida, and at their summer place in Pennsylvania, where he says he can hide. Pat adds the locals may not recognize his name right away, but then they will say, "Oh, that crazy carnival guy." When asked if he'll ever retire, he says, "I'm where I want to be, and I love this show."